Hello, beautiful people. My name's Deb. I share the human experience to help others gain confidence in their human experience. And recently, I've had a lot going on my mind as far as age and wisdom and where does someone like me have their place, right? And not so much of where is my place. Those were totally the wrong words, actually. Um, if you feel like you need to find your place, then I'm sure something in my videos will definitely resonate with you. I feel like this video is starting as a mess. Whatever, we're going with it. Okay. My train of thought today is wisdom. My train of thought today is women. My train of thought today is education. My train of thought today is changing systems. My train of thought today is all over the place because there's so many downloads coming in. Ultimately, I became pregnant at a very young age. And before I became pregnant, I was a very determined individual. I was the youngest of 5. I felt like I got the short end of the stick on everything. And I was determined to make something of myself to show everyone that whatever they were wrong in, they were just wrong. I don't even know. They weren't living a way that I knew I wanted to live. And I wanted to show them that I could live the way I wanted to live. All these decades down the road, I would say maybe the original plan is still coming to fruition, right? I'm still building those blocks. But I was a very talented child and smart, 4 O's, right? 4.0 all the way around. And then I got pregnant, and then so all that kind of shifted, right? It shifted gears towards family. It shifted gears towards this. And it's not like, oh, let me see if I can play the career mom while having a child. Like, I was 16 years old and God gave me a child. I interpreted that as I am meant to spend my time raising this child, not running off into the corporate world, not trying to go to school and all those things. Did I try to do those things? Yeah, I did. And I did get my diploma and I did get some college education and I did work full-time jobs while running a household. I've worked many jobs while trying to work households. But the point is, career was never the main choice. Mom was my career. And we're on the poverty level for the semi part. We've had our basic. I've been very blessed to always have basics taken care of one way or another. And most people have, whether you feel like you don't or not. But when it comes down to it, something always shows up, right? Something is always coming through. And that's the baseline of God, that's the baseline for Earth. Like, basics are taken care of. Fill in your root chakra. Your survival, you don't need to worry about it. You're here to be more than survival. Okay. So anyways, back to education. But in my mind, I was crushed that I didn't have the individuality to pursue the dreams that I had, to become the bigness that I wanted to be. Like, I was designing skate parks. I was looking at the systems that were creating broken humans, and why were all my friends depressed, and why were we on train tracks cutting our arms up with broken glass at 10 years old? Oh my God, 10 years old. That's so young. That is so young. My whole heart, like my whole body wants to cry right now. I can like feel the tears. Wow. I mean, I knew that that was a passive memory, but I haven't like vocalized it or thought about it in a very long time. Yes, 10 years old, I was hanging out on abandoned train tracks with silly boys that were older than me and boys that did not come from good, healthy, happy families. And we would pick up this broken glass and not just slice our arms, but try to carve things into our arms. Crazy. And I went along with it for validation because I wanted these boys to like me. And because I was like, well, it's an experience. If they're doing it and they're enjoying it, maybe I'll enjoy it too. Freaking crazy. Crazy. Okay. This is, have you met a 10-year-old? Wow. Anyways, education. I became an adult, but all through the times, people are like, oh, well, what would you want to do with your life? What would you want to go to school for if you weren't raising a child? And the answer was always, I would go to school for as many things as I can because I want to know as much as I can. It wasn't, I wanted all this money to buy all these things. It was, I wanted to have all this money so I could buy knowledge and education. And it wasn't that I wanted the knowledge and education to get all of this money. It was that I wanted all this knowledge and education so I could learn as much as I could learn about everything, because everything is just so amazing and grand and wonderful. And like, there's power in knowledge. And I feel like I realized from a very young age that I was more intelligent than other people around me. And no offense to the other people around me, but it was just very clear that I operated at a different level than they did. And as a child, A, that's scary. B, it's just seeing people get to do different things in life, knowing. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna take a drink of coffee for a moment. Coffee. All right, so here I am, my youngest child, almost adult age, and empty nesting is on my mind heavily. I am officially done with birth control forever. Last time, I think the last time or two that I got on long-term birth control, before those, I was like, I'm done. I'm never doing it again. Met some boy who convinced me it was the best idea. I am now never officially doing birth control again. And I'm aging. So at some point, I'm going to be hitting menopause and won't need birth control. And as I near menopause, I would like my body to be as normal and unaffected from outside sources as possible. And that is important. Just one more moment. Why is all this important? Let's talk about power. Knowledge is power. Let's talk about evolution. I heard recently, and this is something that came across my path and I very strongly resonated. All right, where do I start this? Okay, so let's start with back to my path. My path, I wanted to learn everything I could learn. Didn't really get to do that, but I have made it a point to always be learning something. So here I am, all these decades in, and even though it wasn't official school, I have always been made sure that I've been learning, whether that's my own little hobbies, my own little side hustles, I mean, psychology is needed to run a family. Business skills are needed to run a family. Like, there's so many lessons, knowledge, and wisdom that comes from running a family, especially when you're a dedicated person to always growing and expanding. And I like to grow and expand in as many realms and faucets as possible. Faucets is what water comes out of. Facet is angles. How do you say that? Tomato, tomato. So knowledge has been acquired. Wisdom has been acquired. Is putting motherhood for decades something that's going to get you qualified for a job position the same as a degree? Probably not. Can I walk into any office with all those people with degrees and spend a matter of minutes with them and be able to show them what I have to offer and bring to the table without that degree? Yes. Can I put it on paper? Still getting there. And that's the thing, is I have a lot to offer this world. It's just a matter of figuring out how to do it. And this is step one. Learning how to speak. I've been writing for many years. These videos were calling in 2016. 2016. And that wasn't even the seed planet. That was, I'm going to do it. This is my identity now. And life, tower moment, completely fell. Completely fell. That tower moment. I will never forget that tower moment. And I often go back and ask if I would redo it. And that's a hard tower moment to say I would redo. but I always say yes. All right, so the wisdom part. Now let's take a look at humans, the human being. Evolution has created male and female. Evolution has created women to live longer than men. I could have fact checked that, but I'm going off of something that I listened from someone else's talk. So if you would like to fact check that, go ahead. But also in my experience of I have decades of seeing people grow old and die, and absolutely the women have outlived the men every single, the first 5 people that come to my mind, and yes, I'm getting teary because these are people I've loved and known, and the women outlive the men. Now, what is the most powerful thing on earth right now that you can think of? And it's probably not what you think. I didn't really think it this way, but being able to create life. What kind of power is that? To be able to create life. You know who has that power? Women have that power. Women have the power to create life. And it's very time consuming. And we learn so much creating life and then raising that life and taking that life from nothing to a full human with its own sense of core values. That is an education. That is a power. That is a wisdom that you cannot teach in schools. And that is a wisdom or a power that nature purposely takes away for like the last quarter to half of your life. I mean, people live older than 75 these days. So, yeah, but let's just say the last quarter to 1/3 of your life, if you're a woman, the power of being able to create life is taken away from you. And yet we are still deemed more valuable to live longer than men. When men's strength starts deteriorating, they exit. But women, when our strength starts deteriorating, when we lose the ability to create life, what we are creating is grandmothers. Have you met a grandmother? What does a grandmother have to offer that is so valuable that they are allowed, and not just allowed, but they have been evolutionized to last on earth longer than their counterparts, with the most powerful power taken away purposely? Like, why is that a thing? Women are taken offline. Childbirth is very risky. Childbirth can result in death. God planned it for women to be taken offline of being able to reproduce for the sense of our health, and then so that we can have that solitude and isolation of not needing to run a household anymore, but also for us to spread the wisdom to the next generations. And that wisdom is a wisdom that has come from a lifetime of raising children and creating communities and navigating life's hardships. Right? So as a woman, our power not only lies in our ability to create life, but our power lies in the ability to pass on information, to transmute energies, and to create generational wealth in more than just finances, but knowledge. Menopause and midlife is a beautiful, beautiful gift of remembrance and knowing that evolution has gifted you with things to pass on. you haven't reached a grandmother stage yet, oh, it's so beautiful. I know I could be a grandmother at any time. Could have been a grandma if it's my oldest is almost 25, and I had her when I was 16. So that's already 10 years, 10 years that she's doing better than I am. Or not doing better. That's wrong. Not that. When my kids both reached 16 years old without a pregnancy of their own, that made me very happy because I feel like they are very special souls and have very big roles. And not to say big roles can't be played with. See, I mean, I have a lot of shame around being a teenage mother. Do I have shame around being a parent in itself? No, I love being a parent. Do I have shame around being a teenage mother? Yes. And I still to this day am finding ways to word all of that without it feeling like I resent or regret my children, because I don't. Is it sad that there's a life out there I didn't live? Absolutely. But I am not here to live my life. I am here to be a clear vessel for there's things that God has planned. And all of this has been beautiful. Beautiful. I'm curious. Please leave a comment below. What have you thought? Like, I've been a woman my entire life, and I have not thought about the aspect that women are purposely taken offline of creating life, yet being given a longer time period than their counterparts to remain on Earth. And why is that? It's to put back, it's the wisdom. We need grandmothers. And also in the sense of community, grandmothers help raise the grandbabies, because like we can't do it on our own. Lord knows my mother helped me with mine. Grandmothers are beautiful gifts to the world. So you can see I'm crying and tearing up. It's just, it's joy. It's joy. It's so much love. It's so much beauty in the experience of, I'm looking for something for my tears. Say lovey. The joy of life is beautiful, and sometimes we forget our place of how we can give back to the world. Or like for me to get on here and be like, who am I to talk about the human experience and think that anyone will get anything out of this? A, because anytime I'm around anyone in person and I open my mouth, somebody gives me a compliment. B, if I don't do this, I have this burning thing inside of me called God that says, make your videos, make your videos, make your videos. And if I don't, I go crazy. And C, this is my world. I can do what I want and I can create things. Sorry, I'm playing with my hair because it's apparently what's coming out and it's tickling me. And this is my world and I can do what I want. It's your world and you can do what you want, as long as you're operating from love and light and doing the best to expand and help others expand and bring them towards love and light also. Right? So we're going to wrap it up there. I done a little bit earlier today, so I'm going to go watch the sunrise from underneath an arch in nature, because I live in a world famous place, and it's famous because it's gorgeous and it's magic and it has an energy and it has an ancient history, and there's something here in the middle of this desert that changes people's lives. It's changed my life and it's helping me change other people's lives. And if you're watching this is resonating with you, you're probably here to change other people's lives too. But you got to start with your own. And as you start with your own, that radiates out. Because if you're frowny and miserable, that's going to affect other people. And you're going to lose friends. And will they be there when you're done being sad and frowny and miserable? Yeah, probably. But like, you've probably changed and you'll probably make new friends. I don't know why I just said that whole last paragraph. Okay, I am now distracted. The flow of source is gone. All I can think about is hiking in nature now. I feel like it should not have taken 20 minutes to say what I said. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for resonating. Thank you for being you. If you take nothing from any of this, it's just to have confidence to be you, right? This is anybody on the internet connection all over the world. I think YouTube, that's something about a few countries, you can't watch it. But anyone with an internet connection can just log on and watch this and get this information. And if they can do that with my information, they can do that with your information. So what gifts are you hiding? What information are you sitting on? What knowledge have you developed over the decades that you can turn to wisdom to wrap into a package and give back to the masses? And I do not know how to wrap my information into a package and give back to the masses. So this is how I'm giving back to the masses, wrapping up in a package. I don't really know how to do that. I'm here and I'm available. Coaching, Zoom calls, I don't know. There's a path for me that I haven't discovered yet. So if you know what that path is for me, great, let's connect. Meantime, stay awesome. Stay true to yourself. Take off that mask today. We're not doing fake smiles. Find something to smile about so we're not giving people fake smiles. Okay? My name's Deb. I'm just here sharing my human experience to help others with their human experience. And that's the best sentence that I can think to wrap up my package of wisdom into something palatable for the internet. Have a blessed day. Cheers.